Hey Highways fans! Today we're diving into the world of cannabinoids, specifically exploring the differences between Delta 8 and Delta 9 THC. As a disclaimer, this video is not for any formal education purposes. We are here to have fun and make great content for you guys. Use this information as you wish, and the information in this video should not be used as medical advice. Section 1. Understanding THC. THC is one of the many chemical compounds found in the cannabis plant. It is responsible for the majority of the plant's psychoactive effects. THC interacts with the endocannabinoid system in the human body, which plays a role in regulating various physiological processes. THC has a similar structure to naturally occurring neurotransmitters in the body, allowing it to bind and activate cannabinoid receptors. THC is responsible for the euphoric and psychoactive effects commonly associated with cannabis use. It can alter perception, mood, and consciousness, leading to feelings of relaxation, euphoria, increased creativity, and altered time perception. Section 2. Delta 8 THC and Delta 9 THC. Delta 8 THC and Delta 9 THC are two different isomers of THC, with slight differences in their chemical structures that lead to variations in their effects on the body. Delta 8 THC has a double bond on the 8th carbon chain in the THC molecule, while Delta 9 has a double bond on the 9th carbon chain. Delta 9 THC is the primary psychoactive compound found in cannabis and is well known for its potent psychotropic effects, often associated with the high experienced by cannabis users. Delta 8 THC is considered to be less potent than Delta 9. Some users report a milder and more clear-headed high with Delta 8 compared to Delta 9. Delta 9 is the most abundant and commonly found THC isomer in the cannabis plant. Delta 8 occurs in much smaller quantities in the cannabis plant, typically in trace amounts. Delta 8 is often produced through the selective isolation or conversion of Delta 9. The legal status of Delta 9 varies globally and by region. In some places, it's legal for medicinal and recreational use, while in others, it remains illegal. The legal status of Delta 8 is a subject of ongoing debate and can vary by jurisdiction. In essence, when we talk about Delta 9 being the main stuff in cannabis, we mean it's the key compound responsible for the characteristic effects that people typically associate with using marijuana. It's the part that gets you high. Section 3. Source and extraction. Here's a brief overview of how both cannabinoids are derived from the cannabis plant and common extraction methods. Delta 8 can be isolated from the plant, but is present in much lower concentrations compared to Delta 9. Traditional methods involve extracting cannabinoids using solvents like ethanol or CO2. Another common method involves converting Delta 9 into Delta 8 through a chemical reaction. This conversion can be achieved through various methods, such as acid-base reactions, isomerization, or selective molecular distillation. Commonly used solvents for Delta 9 extraction include ethanol, butane, or supercritical CO2. The chosen solvent extracts cannabinoids from the plant material, and subsequent processing removes the solvent, leaving behind concentrated THC. Steam distillation is another method where steam is passed through the plant material, carrying the volatile compounds, including the THC. The steam is then condensed, and the resulting distillate contains THC. Rosin pressing. This method involves using heat and pressure to extract cannabinoids from the plant material. It's considered a solventless method as it doesn't use additional solvents. CO2 extraction. CO2 extraction is a popular method for obtaining cannabinoids. CO2 is pressurized to a supercritical state, allowing it to act as a solvent to extract cannabinoids. The advantage is that it leaves no residual solvents in the final product. Section 4. Consumer considerations. Choosing between Delta 8 and Delta 9 depends on the individual preferences, desired effects, and personal tolerance levels. Here are some factors to consider when making a choice. If you have a low tolerance to THC or you're sensitive to psychoactive effects, you may consider starting with Delta 8, which is generally reported to have milder psychoactive properties compared to Delta 9. Delta 8 is often described as producing a milder, clear-headed high with less anxiety and paranoia compared to Delta 9. If you prefer a more subtle experience, Delta 8 might be a suitable choice. If you enjoy the classic, potent, psychoactive effects associated with cannabis, Delta 9 may be more in your line of preferences. Ultimately, the choice between Delta 8 and Delta 9 depends on personal preferences, individual reactions, and any legal considerations in your area. It's advisable to experiment cautiously and be mindful of the effects to find the product that aligns best with your needs and expectations. If in doubt, consult with a healthcare professional or a knowledgeable cannabis specialist for personalized advice.